What's up, guys? Welcome to the Stats Free Sports Channel. Here to bring you an NFL prediction video on free agent Tyler Boyd. I believe he will sign with the Detroit Lions this offseason. Now, let's get into why, guys. So, the Detroit Lions are in a great spot this year. They have a bunch of cap space going into the post NFL draft season, heading to training camp and all that stuff coming up pretty soon. They have about $24 million in cap space. The two new deals, the two new extensions for Amon-Ra St. Brown and Penei Sewell does not hit the books until next year. So this is the year for them to load up, get the best that you can, get the players that you can, and load up and go to the playoffs. Have a healthy, good season and all that good stuff. Best case scenario. So I do think the Lions still out of safety. They still have the need for a safety. I know there's been talks about Brian Branch. I know he was drafted as a safety, but he's more of a better slot nickel guy for right now. And Dan Campbell addressed this a couple weeks ago, basically saying, I know he can play safety, but I want him at. I want him at nickel. Basically. So if he plays safety, you take away from the nickel play. He's one of the better nickels, better slot guys in today's NFL. So it's kind of tough for him to play both right now. I think he might really be just a pure nickel guy, and there's nothing wrong with it. He's not that talent wise, but team need, team fit might be best there, and nothing wrong with that. But until Ennis Rakestraw or Terry Arnold develops, maybe one of them could move. Maybe probably Rakestraw. He might could move into the slot right now. The best case scenario is Brian Branch, who, if you know me, follow my channel. I'm a big Brian Branch fan since last year. Well, prior to that, but I did videos on him last year throughout the channel saying he's my favorite prospect. He's elite from the get-go, all that good stuff. So I really believe in Brian Branch. But let's flip to the offense side of the ball. I think Tyler Boyd is the perfect replacement for Josh Reynolds, who they didn't really replace this offseason. It didn't really have to, though they do have some depth, a little bit of depth behind their wide receivers. And the biggest one you probably look at is Donovan Peoples-Jones, who was brought in last year from the Cleveland Browns. Still young, still got good potential, but he's still unproven. That's the part where it kind of gives me, if I'm a Lions fan, which I'm not, but you kind of need to upgrade there, or at least have a secondary option in case he doesn't break out or have a good season. And I think that's where Tyler Boyd comes in. So looking at the Lions receiving roster, it's not bad. Obviously, the same guy, same main three from last year. Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of the best in the league. Jameson Williams, one of my favorite players in his draft. I made videos up and down the entire draft saying he's my favorite player. He's going to be great, elite speed, awesome player, all that good stuff. Uh, he's shown flashes this year, Lord willing, for his sake. No suspensions, no injuries. This is the year, the breakout year of Jameson Williams. I'm going to do a video on that sometime later on throughout the offseason. But this is his year to break out finally. After suspensions and injuries and all that stuff, this is his year to really show and prove why he's the big piece for the Detroit Lions, right? And also prove me right for saying he's the best receiver in his draft class. So I need that from Williams this year. Khalif Raymond had a very underrated good year last year. Got hurt towards the end, and that's why Josh Reynolds, who already getting good playing time, got more playing time after Raymond got injured. And Reynolds had a terrible last game for the Lions. Dropped touchdowns, dropped catches. The worst time to have a bad game. So really did miss Khalif Raymond down the stretch last year. So that's why I say bring in Tyler Boyd. It can't do no harm to you. It only helps you out. Tyler Boyd, been around for a while now. Big slot receiver, literally gives you the same feel that Josh Reynolds does. But I think he's better. He's more consistent, and he's been a number 3 for so long now. At least in the slot option for the Bengals, he might have some more juice than we all think. So um, I think I didn't Tyler Boyd plus a safety, Justin Simmons for the cheap. That they've been saying that he's been trying to highball everything. Once June 1st or closer to June comes, another month or so, I think we see Justin Simmons get signed. Um, you know, Especially once injuries start to happen and we see guys coming to camp, bad play. You're gonna need a guy like Justin Simmons come in. So either Justin Simmons or Quandre Diggs, who's a former Lion, I think makes a lot of sense for this Lions safety room right now. Just a 1 year band-aid until, as I said, someone can develop and take over that slot for Brian Branch, and he can go back to safety and do a little back and forth. But overall, though, the Lions have a great team. Brad Holmes once again had a very good draft class, drafted two of my favorite guys, and Terrion Arnold at corner, and they doubled down at corner a little bit later and got Ennis Rakestraw from Missouri, who I did a video on. I think I took it down because of audio issues, but I did a video on a draft profile video. And as I said in that video, he's one of my favorite guys, aggressive, in your face, physical, a little handsy, which got dialed back some, but overall, he's a playmaker, he's a ball hawk, and he wants to get a pick. And he's athletic enough to do it, get in front of you, and he can shut you down as well. So he's someone I like a lot. Pair that with Arnold, the future of the Lions as well as the present looks amazing. So he's been doing a great job. I gave my flowers to Brad Holmes last year. We got my guy Jameer Gibbs as well, and Brian Branch, and Jack Campbell. So, he's been on the roll. Not just him, but the Steelers, Omar Khan, their GM did well. A couple other teams as well, but those two guys, back-to-back years, have been doing awesome jobs. So I already gave my flowers to those two guys last year. Same thing now. Another great job, another excellent job by Brad Holmes and the Lions. So overall, I do expect them to be in a tough division though. The Packers, they're coming to play. Like I said, everyone healthy, everyone on paper, everyone healthy as of right now is going to be close. And then the Bears, they could be a a sleeper contender team. Caleb Williams, I do expect to be at least above average from right away. You have Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, and DJ Moore. It's going to be hard to go wrong. If you have talent, if you're skillful, if you have the IQ, which I think Caleb Williams has right away, and I've been saying this the entire time, I think Caleb Williams is the only rookie quarterback to start right away. I think McCarthy sits behind Darnold for most of the season. I think, Bo Nix might be forced to start. He's in front of Jarrett Stidham and Zach Wilson. So Bo Nix might be starting, but other than those two guys, I think Caleb is the only guy that's going to start. Even Drake May, I think, will sit most of the season behind Jacoby Brissett in New England. So I think Williams is the clear-cut offensive player of the year. Offensive rookie of the year, and I think he's going to get that by going crazy with the Chicago Bears. So the NFC North was going to be a tough division. Even the Vikings, they have a squad around the quarterback. Can Kevin O'Connell turn Sam Darnold into a good starter? Has Sam Darnold's time in since the Panthers going to the Niners for a year. Now with Kevin O'Connell with the Vikings, can that turn around? Can that turn the narrative around on his career and turn him into something at least average as a quarterback? We'll see. We'll see, man. So the NFC North is tough. Packers, Lions, Vikings, Bears. It's going to be a dogfight. Probably, thinking about it right now without really thinking too hard, probably the hardest division in the NFL, no doubt about it. And just go through some of the teams, the NFC East. No, it's good, but it's not great. I don't think I don't think the Commanders are contenders this year with Jaden Daniels or even a playoff team. But we'll see. Eagles are good, Cowboys good, Giants probably not. So I excuse them. My NFC South, I'm a Falcons fan. No, Kirk Cousins is gonna be good, hopefully, and healthy. Saints, we'll see with Derek Carr. Panthers, no. As far as playoff teams, maybe. They did get better, but I don't think they'll be great or good. And then the Bucks had a good last year. Can they do it again this year? We'll see. I hope Baker does, but I don't. I'm not too confident. Even though Saints, Falcons, and Bucks are all solid, none of those guys are elite. The NFC North has 2, 3 elite teams. I'm wrong. Bears not elite yet, but they could be, depending on how Williams plays and how the defense plays. Because Eberflus had that defense balling last year, But right now, two elite teams in their conference, in the Vikings and the Packers and the Lions. We could see the Bears rise up as being a very strong team as well. Going to the NFC West, Niners, elite obviously. Seahawks, we'll see. Had a tough last year, missed the playoffs. Cardinals, no. And then, who am I missing? The Rams. They're okay. They're strong. Lost Aaron Donald. Clearly a big miss. But, do we have Stafford, Puka Nacua, Cooper Cup, Jared Verse and those guys now. So, Kobe Turner. So, that's a good division, but not elite. And so, all in all, man, I do think the Vikings have the best division in the hardest division in the NFC by far. AFC, I'm not going to go through every division there, but they're definitely in the conversation for hardest division to win this season. So we'll see what happens. The Lions will need all the help they can get because the Packers, the Bears, the Vikings will be in a dogfight for that division. So I do expect them to add some veterans. They do have the money and they have the roster space and need as well. So Tyler Boyd, I would love to see as a Lion, and as well, I guess Quandre Diggs, Simmons. I think maybe a Seahawk, maybe a Raider, something like that. But I don't know if he comes to Detroit. Um, Plus, his price is high. Everything we've been seeing so far saying he's asking for prime time money, and right now you're not going to get that. Maybe next year, but right now it's definitely tough. So, but that's it for the video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.